problem's a hook. Look around you. The world is full of timid creatures dressed as men and women. They smile too often, apologize too quickly, and wait too long to act. They fear the gaze of others more than they fear the death of their own potential. And you, yes, you know this truth in your bones. How many times have you swallowed your words because you were afraid of how they might be received? How many times have you stepped aside, handed away the moment, and allowed someone weaker but bolder to take what should have been yours? This is the disease of timidity, and it infects nearly everyone you know. You see, you were not born this way. You were not born hesitant. A child screams without shame, demands without hesitation, and moves through the world with the boldness of one who believes it belongs to him. But somewhere along the way, the world carved into you. Teachers who told you to be quiet, friends who mocked your mistakes, parents who warned you not to dream too loud. Each cut left a scar, and with every scar you learned to shrink a little more. Now you hide your strength under a mask of politeness, waiting for approval that never comes. And what does this cost you? Everything. Confidence is the currency of power, and without it, you are invisible. You could be intelligent, talented, and capable, yet all of it means nothing if you cannot project certainty. Watch the world carefully. It is not the most skilled who rise, but the most assured. It is not the wisest who lead, but the boldest who dare to act. The tragedy is that you may already have the ability, but without the confidence to show it, you will die with your potential locked inside you. Imagine this: you are in a room full of people. An idea burns in your mind, sharper than anything spoken yet. But you hesitate. You wait for the perfect moment. You think of all the ways your words could be judged. And then someone else speaks, clumsier than you, weaker than you, yet louder. The crowd nods. The opportunity is gone. You are left with silence, and silence is the graveyard of power. This is the problem we must confront. The paralyzing weight of self-doubt. The endless hesitation that poisons every decision. You believe others are watching you, analyzing you, waiting for you to fail. But here is the bitter truth: no one is thinking about you at all. They are too lost in their own insecurity, too drowned in their own weakness. Yet you live as if the whole world has conspired to judge your every move. And this illusion chains you. Think of how often you disguise your desires just to fit in. You want to speak, but you stay quiet. You want to lead, but you stay behind. You want to command respect, yet you beg for validation instead. Do you not see how pathetic this is? You lower yourself so that others will feel comfortable, and in doing so, you trade your strength for their approval. But their approval is worth nothing. They give it not because you deserve it, but because you submit to them. And submission never commands respect. There is another consequence to your hesitation. Predators see it. The strong can smell weakness like wolves smell blood. When you avert your gaze, when your voice trembles, when you shrink in the presence of power, you mark yourself as prey. People talk over you, not because they are smarter, but because they know you will let them. They dismiss your ideas not because they are better, but because you present them as if you are already defeated. The timid are trampled not because the world is cruel, but because the world is honest. It rewards those who take, and it punishes those who wait. Do you notice how even your body betrays you? The way you slump your shoulders, the way you shuffle your feet, the way you avoid holding someone's gaze for more than a second. Every movement you make announces your insecurity. And when the world sees it, it responds accordingly. People respect what radiates strength, not what reeks of doubt. And so, day by day, you vanish further into the background, another shadow among millions, unnoticed and unchallenged. This is not merely a personal problem. It is a death sentence for your potential. The timid never build empires, never command armies, never write their names into history. The timid are forgotten before they are even gone. And do not comfort yourself by thinking timidity is harmless. It is not. It robs you of opportunities, poisons your relationships, and enslaves you to anyone more confident than you. Your life becomes a stage where you play a supporting role in someone else's story, forever waiting, forever regretting, forever silenced by your own fear. The greatest tragedy is that you convince yourself it is safer this way. You believe that by staying quiet, by playing small, you will avoid risk. But understand, this safety is the prison of the timid. You may avoid the sharp sting of failure, but in exchange you endure the slow suffocation of mediocrity. And mediocrity is worse than failure, for at least failure teaches. Mediocrity teaches nothing. It simply consumes you until you no longer remember who you might have been. And so you remain, a prisoner of hesitation, chained by your own mind, watching as others, less intelligent, less capable, but more daring, rise above you. They take the jobs, the partners, the respect, the opportunities. And you console yourself with excuses, pretending you never wanted those things to begin with. But deep down, you know the truth: you wanted them. You were capable of them. You simply lacked the confidence to claim them. You have been told that confidence is about feeling good, about believing in yourself, about cultivating some gentle inner glow that will one day radiate outward. Lies, all of it. Confidence has nothing to do with feelings. It is not an emotion, it is not a gift, and it is not a natural trait bestowed upon the lucky few. Confidence is an illusion, a weapon, a mask you wear to bend reality to your will. And if you understand this, you can create it at will. This is the Machiavellian shift, the realization that confidence is not sincerity, it is strategy. Understand this: people are not searching for truth, they are searching for certainty. They do not follow the most intelligent voice, they follow the most assured one. If two men present the same idea, one with doubt in his eyes and the other with unshakable conviction, the crowd will follow the latter. Not because he is right, but because he looks unshakable. Confidence is the art of appearing inevitable, the force that convinces others that resistance is pointless. When you master this, the world will begin to bend toward you. But here is the twist. Most people wait to feel confident before they act. They wait until their heart is calm, until their nerves are gone, until they feel ready. This is weakness disguised as patience. You will never feel ready. Readiness is a myth told to the weak to keep them waiting. The strong act first, and the feelings follow. You do not wait for confidence. You project it, you wear it, you force the world to believe it before you even believe it yourself. That is the Machiavellian way. Think of a general standing before his army. He may feel the weight of fear pressing down on him. He may be uncertain of the outcome, unsure of the future. But does he show this? No. He stands tall, speaks with finality, and looks at his men as if victory is already written. And what happens? The army believes him. Their morale hardens. His certainty becomes their certainty. Do you see the trick? Confidence is not about eliminating doubt within yourself. It is about refusing to show doubt to anyone else. This is why confidence is dangerous. Because once you radiate certainty, others stop questioning you. They follow, they obey, they yield. People are wired to search for authority, and authority is nothing more than the performance of conviction. Appear certain, and they will grant you power. Hesitate, and they will strip it away. This is the shift you must make. Stop thinking of confidence as a feeling, and start thinking of it as a weapon of influence. To wield this weapon, you must master your presence. Your voice is the first signal. Do not rush, do not stumble, do not flood the air with meaningless noise. Speak less, but when you speak, speak with weight. Your words should land like iron, not feathers. Do not ask for agreement, assume it. Do not explain endlessly, declare. Every sentence you utter should sound as though it is not up for debate. The timid use words like a shield, desperate to defend themselves. The confident use words like a blade, sharp, precise, and final. Your body is the second signal. You may think people listen to what you say, but in truth, they listen to how you stand. A bowed head whispers weakness. A restless hand screams insecurity. A slouched spine declares defeat before a word is spoken. But a steady gaze and upright stance, a deliberate stillness, these speak louder than language. Machiavelli himself wrote that men judge more by what they see than by what they know. They cannot see your thoughts, but they can see your posture. And posture becomes prophecy. The third signal is how you carry failure. Most people collapse at the slightest rejection. Their ego shatters, their confidence evaporates, and they retreat. But if you understand the shift, you will see rejection differently. Each dismissal, each denial, each defeat is not a wound. It is a weapon. Every time you endure rejection without flinching, you build an immunity. The world sees that you cannot be broken, that you do not beg, that you will return stronger. This makes you untouchable. The confident are not those who never fall. They are those who rise so quickly that their fall is forgotten. And yet, the most important signal is the one no one sees: the war inside your own head. Confidence is first and foremost the art of command over yourself. You cannot expect to rule others if you cannot silence the rebellion within your own mind. That voice that whispers, "You are not enough." They will laugh at you. You will fail. You must treat that voice as an enemy conspirator. Crush it. Replace it with orders, not doubts. Train your mind to obey you, to submit to your will. Because once you master this inner dominion, the outer world becomes easier to control. Remember, confidence is not kindness. It does not beg, it does not seek approval, it does not delude itself to please others. True confidence is cold, decisive, and immovable. It is the storm that does not ask permission before it arrives. When you embody this, people will sense it before you speak. They will feel it in the way you enter a room, in the way you hold a pause, in the way you refuse to shrink. You will no longer compete for attention. You will command it by existing. This is why I call it dangerous. Because dangerous confidence unsettles those who lack it. It makes the timid uncomfortable. It challenges the authority of those who thought themselves powerful. And it attracts the loyalty of those desperate for someone to follow. Dangerous confidence does not blend in, it dominates. It is not merely about believing in yourself. It is about making others believe in you, whether they want to or not. Know that you understand confidence is not a feeling but a weapon. We must sharpen that weapon into something you can use. Power without strategy collapses into arrogance, and arrogance eventually destroys itself. Confidence must be deliberate, calculated, and disciplined if it is to become dangerous. The timid hope that confidence will appear one day like a gift. The wise, however, construct it brick by brick, move by move, until it becomes unshakable. This is the strategy of confidence, the laws you must follow to transform hesitation into dominance. The first law is certainty in the face of uncertainty. Most people wait until they have all the answers before they speak. They stall, they hesitate, they drown themselves in preparation. But understand this certainty does not come from knowledge. It comes from posture. You may not have the solution, but you must present yourself as though you do. The world does not reward the one who is right. It rewards the one who appears sure. When you walk into a room, when you make a decision, when you speak an idea, you must radiate inevitability. Others will follow not because you have proven yourself correct, but because you have made doubt seem foolish. That is how leaders are made, not through perfection, but through the courage to look unshakable. The second law is silence. Weak men drown themselves with noise, thinking that endless words will prove their worth, but every extra syllable leaks power. The confident man speaks rarely, but when he does, the world listens. He understands that silence is not emptiness, it is a throne. In silence, others reveal themselves. They expose their doubts, their fears, their weaknesses. And when you finally break that silence, your words fall like judgment. Practice restraint. Speak less, let your pauses do the talking. Power grows in the spaces between your words. The third law is rejection as fuel. The timid fear rejection as though it is death. They avoid it, they run from it, and by doing so, they remain prisoners of approval. But the confident view rejection differently. They see it as resistance training for the mind, a brutal exercise that hardens them. Each time you are dismissed, each time you are ignored, each time the door is slammed in your face, you are gifted the chance to grow sharper, colder, more resilient. The man who cannot be broken by rejection becomes impossible to control. Do not just accept rejection, seek it, embrace it, learn to laugh at it. Soon you will discover that rejection loses its teeth, and once it no longer frightens you, no one can hold power over you. The fourth law is the mastery of your inner dialogue. All external confidence begins with the war inside your own head. That voice that whispers your doubts is your greatest enemy. Most people obey it without question, allowing it to dictate their limits. But you must silence it, and when silence fails, you must dominate it, replace doubt with command. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" tell yourself, "It will be done." Speak to yourself as a ruler speaks to his army, not with negotiation, but with orders. The mind is a servant, not a master, and if you cannot bring it to heel, the world outside will devour you. The fifth law is the projection of control. Confidence is not wild, it is not reckless, it is not loud. True confidence is measured, disciplined, and precise. Your movements must reflect this. Do not rush, do not fidget, do not betray yourself with unnecessary gestures. Walk with purpose, stand with weight, look directly when you choose to look. Every action you take should feel deliberate, as though you had already planned it. When people sense control in your movements, they assume control in your character. And when they assume it, they hand you power willingly. The sixth law is detachment from validation. Most people are slaves to the opinions of others. They rise when praised, they collapse when criticized. This dependence makes them fragile, easy to manipulate, and forever uncertain. But you must detach. Praise and criticism are both meaningless, for they are both the judgments of people too consumed with their own fears. Seek neither, avoid neither. Accept both with indifference. When others realize that their approval has no hold over you, they begin to respect you. And respect born from indifference is the strongest kind, because it cannot be taken away. The seventh law is decisive action. Nothing destroys confidence faster than hesitation. When you hesitate, you reveal weakness, you expose doubt, and you invite others to dominate the moment. The confident man does not waste time in endless contemplation. He assesses, he decides, he acts. Even if the choice is imperfect, he understands that action commands respect in a way hesitation never will. People will forgive your mistakes, but they will never forgive your uncertainty. Act quickly, act firmly, and the world will bend to your momentum. The eighth law is consistency. One moment of confidence will not transform you. One display of strength will not crown you. Confidence must become habitual, a rhythm embedded into your daily life. You cannot project certainty one day and collapse the next. If you do, the illusion shatters, and regaining it becomes nearly impossible. Train yourself daily. Speak with finality, walk with control, resist the urge to shrink. Small acts repeated consistently forge an aura of inevitability that no one can deny. And the final law is presence. To be dangerously confident, you must be felt before you are heard. When you enter a room, do not rush to announce yourself. Let your stillness, your posture, your aura do the work. People should notice you not because you demand attention, but because you radiate it without effort. Presence is not about shouting. It is about creating the sense that wherever you are, the center of gravity shifts. Others will feel it even if they cannot explain it. That is when you know you have transformed confidence into command. What happens when you abandon timidity and embrace this dangerous confidence? The answer is not merely that you feel better about yourself. That is the shallow promise of weak men. The true payoff is transformation. You cease being one of the many, one of the faceless crowd stumbling through life, and you become a force that others cannot ignore. The timid walk into a room and hope not to be noticed. The dangerously confident walk in, and the air itself changes. The atmosphere bends to accommodate them. This transformation is not symbolic, it is real. People's eyes shift, their posture adjusts, their tone sharpens when they are in your presence. They sense the gravity of power, and they cannot help but orbit it. At first, it will feel strange. You are so accustomed to shrinking that expansion feels unnatural. You will test this power in small ways, speaking a little firmer, holding a gaze a little longer, moving a little slower, and you will notice the reactions. Suddenly, people listen more carefully, they hesitate before interrupting, they treat your words with weight they once ignored. These are the first signs of transformation, the subtle acknowledgments that the world has started to recognize your authority. Once you taste this, you will never return to the weakness you once lived in. Soon, the shift becomes larger. You begin to attract respect without asking for it. The timid beg for approval like beggars in the street, hoping someone will drop a coin of validation into their empty cup. But you will not beg, you will command. People will sense in you a refusal to be dismissed, and they will respond with deference. They may not even understand why they respect you, only that it feels inevitable. They will speak to you differently, offer you opportunities, and listen when you challenge them. Respect is no longer requested. It is extracted by the sheer force of your presence. Allies will come to you. People are drawn to strength because it offers protection, direction, and momentum. The weak search endlessly for someone to follow, and when you radiate dangerous confidence, they will see in you what they lack in themselves. They will want to stand beside you, to be associated with you, to share in the aura you carry. Do not mistake this for friendship. It is allegiance, and allegiance is a form of power. The confident attract loyalty not because they are kind, but because they embody certainty in a world full of doubt. Enemies will reveal themselves as well. When you radiate confidence, you expose the insecurity of others. Those who live in hesitation will feel threatened by your certainty. They will try to undermine you, to challenge you, to tear you down. But this is not a problem. It is a gift. For enemies confirm your power more than friends ever could. If you were insignificant, no one would waste energy opposing you. Resistance proves that you are a force worth confronting, and the beauty of dangerous confidence is that it does not merely survive opposition, it feeds on it. Every challenge you face and overcome multiplies your presence until even your enemies become unwilling messengers of your strength. Beyond respect and allegiance, you will discover a deeper transformation command over reality itself. Most people live as though life happens to them, reacting passively to circumstances. The dangerously confident reverse this order. They act first and the world adjusts. Opportunities begin to appear, not because the universe conspires to help you, but because your boldness opens doors that timidity leaves closed. Where others hesitate, you act. Where others shrink, you expand. Soon, you will realize that most obstacles are not walls. They are doors waiting for someone confident enough to walk through. Another transformation lies in attraction. Confidence has always been the most magnetic quality in human history. Wealth impresses, beauty captivates, intelligence intrigues, but confidence conquers. People are drawn to those who appear unshakable because deep inside they crave stability. They want someone who will not collapse when the storm comes. Dangerous confidence signals this unshakable core. It tells the world here is someone who cannot be rattled, cannot be swayed, cannot be broken. And so partners, friends, lovers, allies, they come to you not because you chase them, but because they cannot resist the pull. You will also notice the effect on your enemies during conflict. Arguments that once left you shaken will now end with silence, because confidence intimidates more effectively than reason. The one who shows no doubt, no fear, no hesitation, wins before the debate begins. In negotiations, you will find people conceding ground they might not have given to anyone else. In leadership, you will find followers carrying out your vision with energy, simply because they believe you cannot be stopped. The timid fight with facts and emotions. The confident conquer with aura alone. Dangerous confidence also changes your relationship with failure. Once failure was your greatest fear. It made you cautious, hesitant, reluctant to act. But when you are truly confident, failure no longer weakens you, it strengthens you. You learn quickly, recover instantly, and move forward without apology. People respect this more than success itself, for success can be luck, but resilience cannot. Each time you rise after a fall, you prove yourself indestructible, and soon others stop focusing on your failures altogether. They focus only on the fact that you cannot be kept down. The final stage of this transformation is the most subtle, yet the most powerful. Dangerous confidence frees you from the tyranny of permission. You will no longer wait for others to tell you that you are ready, worthy, or capable. You will no longer shrink when someone doubts you. Instead, you will decide, you will act, and the world will adapt. You will walk through life as if it is already yours, and in many ways, it will be. Those who once ignored you will seek your approval. Those who once intimidated you will stumble over their words in your presence. Those who once ruled over you will find themselves unsettled, unable to comprehend why the balance of power has shifted. They will not realize it until it is too late. You have transformed into something untouchable, something inevitable, something dangerously confident.